Share some tips on how to prevent falling into like any type of unhealthy habits.
Mhm, mhm. So this is where kind of the concept of skill power over willpower becomes very important, very useful, because again, the way that we've kind of been cultured around how to approach healthy living is very superficial. It's kind of focused on aesthetics a lot of the time. You know, with fitness, it's more about how you look is kind of how I've received it, at least, and I think a lot of people receive it in that way. So it's kind of just focused on you gotta work harder, you gotta um, do more. You know, it's this kind of idea that you have to just exercise your willpower constantly. And we know that willpower, the understanding of willpower is that it kind of operates as a muscle and that you do use it. So you get to a point where your level of being able to exercise that discipline in something is reduced in situations if you've been having to do that over time. So you want to create a system so that you don't expend the energy trying to fight something. One of the ways you do that is to remove it from your system so that you don't have to expend the energy to kind of fight against it. So, one example is if you're really trying to eat more healthfully, think about, okay, if I'm not ready to cut out junk food all the way, because you're still kind of working through that process. Well, okay, I'm not gonna have any of that at home. If I'm out, if I'm getting some food from outside, if I order some food here and there, I'll do that in some kind of structure. So once a month, I'll have something that some kind of junk food that I find is fun for me to have. But while I'm doing my work in the week, during the months, I'll kind of spend the month focusing on my healthy habits. So that's one way. And then I think being prepared. So if you're hungry, your vulnerability to making decisions that aren't going to be helpful to you is incredibly high. Why? Because you're trying to survive. You're literally in a survival state at that point because hunger is saying, I need energy to continue to live. That's what your body's telling you. And that's why food tastes good, so that you can eat it to be able to give your body the energy it needs to function. That's kind of the purpose of food, to nourish your body so you have the energy and the nutrients and the minerals you need to function. So being prepared. So if you're going to be somewhere where you could be without food for some period of time, bringing snacks with you and healthy snacks. Apples, oranges, and bananas are some of the most durable snacks to carry with you. They're very kind of the basic fruits, but they're really delicious and quite convenient. So that's one thing to think about. Just being prepared and having those things on hand, because you will come into those situations where crap, forgot that thing. Now you're fending and fighting and looking, where do I go? Okay, there's a McDonald's. Let me just grab these fries. I'm just so hungry. You see how that process just kind of trickles into that behavior so quickly, because again, it's something that is speaking to just kind of the basic needs. And at that point, you're going to do whatever it takes or whatever is easily available to meet that need. So preparation and creating a system around you that is going to help you to not have to expend more energy in making those decisions. Having meals prepared. Another thing that I practice is meal planning. So I will cook rice, beans, I'll roast potatoes, I'll roast other veggies that I want to incorporate in meals during the week. And I love Buddha bowls, which is basically rice and a bunch of other wonderful plant-based foods that you just have as a whole meal, and usually have a sauce on top. But you'll be able to prepare all those ingredients beforehand and put it all together. So when you're ready to eat, it's a lot faster. Or you can create meals on the weekend and divide all those meals up into separate meals that you can freeze and bring out when you're ready to do so. So kind of spend more energy on the front end to be able to have more efficiency on the back end. And meal planning is something that culinary experts actually vouch as a really great way that they are effective with their time. Being able to cook, batch cooking is what they got. I mean, it's called batch cooking. That they use batch cooking to be able to save energy and save time.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. That's all the questions we had for today. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Awesome.
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much, Dr. Davis. Your answers are very thoughtful and insightful for me, and it definitely will help me on my personal life and my journey to be more healthy. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you guys so much for having me. It was a pleasure speaking with you, Maria and Hill. And you guys know where to find me. And I just love this initiative so much. And I think just from what I'm hearing from you, that it's benefiting you and your classmates as you're kind of doing all of this together. And that's just a beautiful feeling to be in a community where you're getting healthy together.